Hello, everyone. How you guys doing tonight? This is Andre's Pop Culture Guide. Today is the Andre's Pop Culture Recap 8 on the Penguin in this final episode this week. Plus, I'm going to discuss No Time to Die, the 2001 film, the final chapter for Daniel Craig as James Bond and his tenure. And so let's juggle on because we got a lot to discuss tonight. And plus Superman Lois. Let's not forget about that. That's also a great show. I got 2 episodes to talk about. So let's start with the TV shows before we do. No Time to Die. I uh, oh my god, what I gotta say about the Penguin? The Penguin is fantastic. The final episode, the season finale or series finale, I don't know how you can say that, was spectacular. I mean, it was really great, really thoughtful. It was the right way to end the show. It took us where we need Penguin to be at the Batman Part 2 when we get that in 2026. Um, yeah, twists and turns as this show has done before. Um, and yeah, I think that's one of the things that I kind of appreciate about this show. Uh, this show has been the greatest comic book shows as of late. I think it really delivered on the content that we want to see, and it's the best of 2024 after Shogun. I think Shogun is still number one. I definitely could put Penguin at number two. So what happened here? So we got the Penguin here coming back uh, from last episode where his mom was captured. And so, first up, the episode we have here, the eighth episode of the series finale called Great or Little Thing. So we got a uh, a brief flashback where Dr. Rush, I say, gets Frances to reminisce her past with the use of the EGM therapy that he did with Sophie a couple of years ago. In the flashback where Frances is visited by Rex, Calabresa, the gangster that Oz, I say, idolized, he offers to pay the freedom for Jackie and Benny. Axe brings up her sidelining of Oz, and while he discussed that, Frances reveals that she found out that Oz did kill Jack and Benny in the sewer tunnel and leading to their deaths. And Rex is kind of surprised about this. Of course, how Rex kind of helps here is he suggests she use Oz's love for her own benefit, feeling she will be rewarded for it. However, Frances is not sure she can do it and asks for I say help to take Oz to this restaurant here, the Barones that we got briefly last episode, and then where to kill him in this. How you say to kill him afterwards, but unfortunately they don't sort of do that. Instead, as Oz, Penguin, kind of talked his way out of his death, actually by promising her a better life, as he'd been discussing, this whole series with the older Francis. Um, Great start. I love how we pick up from last week. Being the mom being captured by Sophie and getting you know some information they could use to like torture Penguin. And so after that, like flashback, we get back to the present day. Vic takes the heads of the other gangs to the base of operation, but is shocked to find it destroyed. And the leaders decide to leave, despite Victor's pleas to fight back, right? And then, really great scene. Just another level of the Batman ending. Really spectacular, I could say. Um, then we get here. Uh, Oz will get out from his capture. He's in the nightclub where Sophie brings a bound Francis, to the area where she tells the tale to explain how Francis knew about, Oz killing the siblings, which makes a lot of sense. Revealing that she initially conspired with Rex to try to kill Oz. She then has Dr. Rush prepare to cut one of Francis' fingers and telling Oz that he must confess his role in his death. Um, and this was a fantastic scene. One of the best. I mean, first off, this is, you know, this episode was shock and twisted turns, and I gotta say, I really love how you say it, the this version of the Penguin, and this Penguin is like very ruthless, very selfless, and very egotistical and manipulated person. And the fact during this scene when, we're revealing the truth about, Francis knew about the deaths of the, Oz killing the brothers and like conspired with Rex to kill, try to kill Oz was, really powerful. And like just hearing that, just another twist to add to the flashbacks we saw last week. And really love that, well, or not love, but like it was so frustrating, annoying, but like Penguin still is talking his way out of this by saying that he's still innocent, and Sophie is trying to like get this truth out of her, that, but the fact that he's like lying is like so frustrating with it, so pointing a desperate Francis to like reveal that she always knew. So she gets released by Sophie, right? And then Frances expressed her hatred to Oz, which was really great seeing. I think the actress that plays the older Frances is really great. She's really spectacular. And we're getting to be his mother, right? And then she breaks a bottle and stabs him in the stomach, you know, which was really beautiful. And then he gets. Then this scene was really tragic. She see her two late sons, Jake and Benny, as ghosts figures being, you know, be, being wet because the drowning, right? And she's having one of her episodes, and she co- collapsed, which is was very kind of like sad to see. And then you see, so Oz like release him, kill Sophie's henchman, escaping in the car and taking Francis to the hospital. Really great start at the beginning. I really dug, that he killed the detective that was like, he say very high on the drops, and so his death was like, oh, Chef Kiss, one of the best like TV, comedic, dark moments, and I thought that was like really great. So we see Penguin, taking his mom to the hospital. He gets the phone and he calls Vic to like meet up in the hospital, which we do. And then after that, Sophie Hasey meets up with the heads of the Gans, offering her criminal empire to whoever captures Oz, preparing to leave for God for good. It's very interesting she wants to leave, but it makes sense because last episode, she meets Hasey, Gia over the orphanage, and she sees she's cutting herself there, and it triggered, I think, Sophie, and really did like relapse her completely. Like a really good detail. This I should have mentioned this, but like really great detail was seeing that when she got taught, she self doubt herself a little bit more, and she's now back again covering the scars by using the scarf because she initially did that in the beginning, but then was it episode 4 she allowed herself to be more open because she reclaimed to be a different person, not like she did dissociate her name from calling to Chicante, her mother's maiden name, right up to episode 7 when she had that moment with the kid, and that really relapsed her. And so now she's like, desperate to have closure with this trauma and betrayal. Everyone she has killed pretty much out the list of, right? Only one person, Oz, and he's like the big one, and it's just crazy that Oz gets away pretty much for everything. And so, during this meeting, it's very important to point out during this meeting, Link, the person that's working over for Sal, he kind of questions this, and so very interesting. Keep that going, and then after we see this, after treating himself, meeting with Victor, Vic does a really good job of like prompting Oz to like get back and like continue fighting against Sophie and this like situation he has, after what happened to the mom. And so so we see that, and it was a really good speech. So he goes over to the consummate that he consummate Haiti that that he kind of like has blackmail and tried to get the power back in Crown Point, which he did. So he actually gave information for the Councilman Haiti to expose Sophie's actions and claiming that the base operation was belonged to the Maroni, and he trains the Marines that are killing as killing Alberto, and that Sophie's retaliation by killing Sal's wife and son also created the explosion in the Crown Point. So again, so I was let me like click my glasses, guys. I'm sorry. So so this is where Ons is being very more smart than ever before. So he's using all these events to pin at Sophie so that he can get away here. And this is the first time we're going to see the more intelligent penguin. And Customer Haiti has, is going to do it, right? But he chose Penguin to, be clean because of Mayor Riva is going to do like an anti-corruption um, investigation against the corruption comps or whatever, politician, and including then all the Falcone associates. And so, this is a good ticket for him. And he glares briefly at Mayor Riva, and it's a good like foreshadow of his another major storyline with the Penguin, him becoming mayor, which is something that's a popular theme since the '60s show. And everyone knows the Penguin takes mayor, the mayor position. Of course, in the '60s show, in season two, Dishonor the Penny and Dishonor the Penguin and this Dishonor the Penguin. Let me check this out here. Um, yeah, give it a minute here, guys. Uh, I should have done that. Uh, uh, okay. No, yeah, it's Dishonor the Penguin. From the '60s show that was the two-parter, and then of course Batman Returns. Then the Venus Penguin actually takes a mayor, which is kind of crazy. Like, there's so many things the Penguin does in that movie. He's trying to kill the firstborns, and then he wants to blow up Gotham. But then half the film is like him being manipulated by Max Schreck to become mayor, so that he can authorize full legal power into Max Schreck's like new power plant that was in the film. So like we got that, and of course Gotham put Robert Taylor's version of Penguin into Meryl position. I think in season three, I think we got that. So a little hint of that. Another big one I saw and a lot of people bringing up is the court owls, because when Penguin and Haiti are in the chambers, you see the like the walls and everything like has so many owl symbols. So I think I'll save theories of what's going to happen with the Batman Part Two. I think we are definitely going to get a version of the Car Owls, but maybe very different from the comic books. Maybe that I think I don't know if it's going to be made by the Penguin. I think that's kind of interesting, to do that instead of just going with the more shady organization where Penguin makes a like more dangerous organization, crime organization than what Marori and Falcone did. So we get that. So Penguin walks, Jose walks down, and he just see Vic not there, but so like, Jose Link is there, and he tells Penguin to come, and so he gets taken by them, and then after after that, Jose maintenance. I just trying to. Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. So so like because like Vic receives a call from Link, about what happened to Oz. Uh, you know, then after that, Oz leaves and he's ambushed by Sosuke and then forced to come accompany them, right? So after this, we see Sophie burying her belongings, and her father's mentioned like everything to like really leave down the Falcone legacy for good. So after that, you know, she meets up with Sal's gang in the airport to face Oz, but suddenly Link and Sal's gang turn against him and kill Sal, and the and the whole henchman of Sophie, and releasing Oz, which is really spectacular. When when we got Sal, what's up? And then I say, Sophie, we're joking, and we see briefly, the penguin having like this smirk smile, and he's starting to get even afraid, and so. Like right at that moment, I know like something was gonna happen, like a betrayal with the gang, and that's what happened. And it was really brilliant. Like that scene was so great. So Sophie is captured, by Penguin, and Oz, who forces her to take a ride in the car with him, really like the like poetry that they're again where they were at from the beginning of their lives. While doing so, the other gang leaders are like simultaneously when they're talking, while Sophie and Penguin are talking, we get like some like a montage, just like The Godfather Part One, Part Two, or Part Three, of like the murders that the family are committing to like wipe out their enmities that have been a problem for like throughout the film, right? You see the other gangs eh, getting killed by their deputies because of, you know, they want to like now want to be accepted and want to be, have their names be recognized, and like Penguin's words got to them but not the leaders, right? So really great scene. And then they get up to the docks, and still like Sophie continues mocking Penguin's mom, which is crazy. Accepting her fate, she turns around as Oz loads the gun, but however he disappeared, and then like, helicopters and police arrive arresting her, which man burn. So like really burn thing. Now she's gonna go back to Arkham, and I think that's the worst thing than death, because she was fine being dead, and she like made a comment like, of course Penguin say you're going to hell, and then she say like, well, I same as for you, and I think that's like very funny that she they um went um they went down in a different path, and like she ended up in a much worse position she's now in. What else? Yeah, then after that, um Oz visits her mom at the hospital, and she's devastated. He's devastated to learn that the stroke has left her into a vegetative state. And this scene was really sad. Seeing Penguin like in his lowest point and very vulnerable point of just seeing this woman he kind of cares. I don't know that he promised everything he did, and he did after that point, and like now she cannot see or hear what's going on. I mean, the stroke really damaged her, so that's what happened. And then you got Vic, um, you know, standing by him. And then and fair warning, this one is where it's really kind of kicks into being the best. This is where the best show ever makes Penguin even the worst villain, like the best villain ever, and one that we really want him to get punished, right, by the Batman. So I see both of them, talking, later on. Thanks Vic for helping him. Lamenting that he's also during his worst time. Victor shares with Oz that he seems like he's like a family suddenly, which uh this is where the turning point. And what I want to say, Vic has been a great character. We thought he was going to, get killed, but throughout the series, I thought maybe there's a chance that he could be surviving. And then this moment where it was really, really sad, and it's like, oh my god, because especially the moment the we watch I did for the Monday report when we wrapped up the series was really cool, because Penguin say fuck after he say we are family, you're family, and when he said the F word, it was like, oh, he had to kill him now, because the reason he had to kill Vic was the believing connection to Vic will eventually be the weakness to exploit, just like the mom during this season. So unfortunately, he did the thing that was like typical mafia thing, like Sopranos or Goodfellas, or Casino, that. So he strangled Vic. So despite Vic tries to resist, but ultimately Vic dies. With the suffocation, and that was really sad. And then you see Oz, the worst day ever. He like steals Vic's money, and then he drops the driver's license nearby the river and walks away, leaving Vic to be this unknown victim, and then no one's gonna claim. And oh my god, this was so sad. Poor Vic. if he now like he shouldn't have like taken the bus because I feel like this was the worst fate that he ever did, and like he is the reason that the Penguin won. He helped Penguin to like save you know save his mom, take him to Crown Point where he literally made the new operations for Bliss there. Like he helped with the fake out of Alberto's death, from the roadies in episode one, and then the betrayal of the deputies over the old gang leaders was his, aspiring for them to like to step up and help Penguin, and all that was because of Vic, so like wow, Vic Penguin could not exceed during this season, but this just shows you how cruel and just very selfish the Penguin is, and I think this is really great writing. um and then after that, we cut back to Sophie, who's in Arkham Asylum. Really sad, tragic thing. Like back to square one for her. Like going back to a place that she didn't want to be. Dr. Rush has come back as well. Very. And then this was interesting. We get a layer from Cindy O'Connell claiming that she is the half sister, and like Sophie smiles. So, and then here we get into like the final scenes of the show. We see Penguin getting a new car. He's in like a high tower penthouse. Um, uh, and he takes his bedridden friend, like his bedridden mom, into a penthouse like overlooking the city skyline, say that he has finally fulfilled his promise to her. And seeing the two wolves down like in her eye, it it, it could mean two things. Is like either she's happy or she's really sad that she's imprisoned her, and like this is her punishment, because I don't, like it's just such a really sad, you know, um, turn event with the mom, and like she's being forced to be in this position, and then he leaves her to join, Eve, who literally role plays as the mom, which was really creepy. And we get the really cool line saying that she's telling him that nothing can stop him now, and like he's a damn right. And then the bat scene shines after we pull out, and then cut the episode. So that's the Penguin. Wow, really spectacular week. I'm very sad the Penguin is over. I think it was one of the best TV shows ever. I really enjoyed that. I reviewed the show from MCB Age Report. It was a spectacular eighth week. I really enjoy it. Give me guys. Okay, I thought I was going to say so. Anyway. Um, yeah, the Penguin was amazing. I just really love it. Everything was really great. I guess best episodes. I could say. I mean, by the way, I want to say something. When I say best episodes, like the ones that I think are the highest point of the show, there is no low point of the show. Each 8 episodes that we have here were great. I think there's were three. I think I'll definitely say 3 episodes really cement Penguin as the greatest show ever. So I would say number one for me is for Saint Anne. That's the Sophie like centric episode. I think that was a incredible episode where we get to learn more about her frame of being the hangman by her father was really brutal, and then the great climax of her killing her whole family except for Johnny. Venti, that episode was really great, and I think it was so fantastic. Another one I will put was three Bliss. I think I will definitely put Bliss because my boy Vic deserve a better better life and a better outcome, and I think the Bliss was a good episode to really get behind Vic as a character who was really struggling the balance of going the good path or the bad path. And I think you see what he chose was in the wrong era, and like he, you know, ending up paying the price, which is really sad. Uh, so that was so that's number two, and then three. Um, Man, this is a tough one because yeah, I'll definitely put Homecoming. I think number 5 is really great. That one was really good because it is a great comeback after you know uh from episode 4. I mean, first it has a lot of things going. We got Oz killing, Maroni's wife and kid. You got Sophie having Johnny and like trying to set up her new like men, where she finally kills him there, and then you got Oz finding the new base operation, regrowing the Bliss. So like all that happened in that episode. I think that was really great. So those are the 3 episodes, but I gotta say, the whole episode is fantastic. The whole series is fantastic. 8 episodes, and when I say with those 3 episodes, I say for episode 4, 3, and 5, or the highlight, or like the highest point of this episode that really shows the great creative, you know, direction and like a commitment that this creative team did with the show was really great. And yeah, and I guess um before we get into Superman Lois, I guess we could get into theories and direction that the Batman Part 2 could go. So I brought up well, actually, let's first off the Selene Kyle thing. I was very surprised that they touch on Selene Kyle, and it made a lot of sense because she is a half daughter of Common Fine Cone. So I really appreciate the the writers bringing that in to the equation for Sophie, and so like that would be kind of like a cool team up. Now, Matt Reeves haven't really addressed that this could be in Batman Part 2, but if we get another spin-off, you know, the Batman crime saga show like the Penguin, I think Catwoman could be the next choice, right? Because I think she was a really great character in the Batman. I think it'd be great to expand her character, and like her teaming out with Sophie, I think is a good um team up, and something you can set up the part 3 with those two. I think that makes a lot of sense to like set up certain things in the future, besides part 2. And then I brought up the court owls. So in the court, as I brought up, those whole owl symbols was very set up, and it seems like Matt Reeves is toying the idea of court of owls. Um I guess my thing is like one viewer brought up, like, well, like how could the real didn't find them? But I mean, it's very easy to maybe hide the like this specific organization. I can believe that the core hours could be created by the Penguin. That's a route that I brought up early in this conversation. But this finale, I can see the Penguin create his new organization, the Core Owls, as a way to be under the radar, so that he keep his like image he has here. And then another one, we have references of the Alien Bridge. Obviously, we have references of Hush's father. Obviously Thomas Edison's father. Was referenced in the Batman. So Hush could be another major character that we could set up for either part 2, part 3. I don't know. That's another option that could happen. But overall, this show did a really good job of like being standalone. It did a good job of being self-contained. You don't have to watch the Batman to really get a sense of the show. And the one great thing over this universe, over saying right now with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, these films where the end with these characters, I think you can understand where it was leading to. Like the Batman, when you saw the Penguin in that last shot, you can tell he was the last remaining person in the organization of Falcone, and like he's the one that was going to take over. And the cherry and the cherry and the cake, yeah, cherry and the cake or cherry and the top is that this show, um, like gave you more of the expansion of him taking over the crime, the underworld in 8 episodes, and like you're seeing his growth here, not growth, but like his rise to power, and so that will like fill the blanks, if you really care to know how you got to that point, but before part 2 comes around, because I think this leads into part 2 well, with Penguin being the new crime boss of Gotham. And yeah, there's just a lot to say about the show. I'm thinking I could do maybe a podcast of the full spoiler, but we'll see. But I gotta say, fantastic show. I really enjoy it. Um, I'm trying to think what else I have to say that I need to bring up. But yeah, no, I'll give the show I a 10 out of 10. I mean, fantastic show. I really want people to see this. You guys should see it. I'm totally fine to have it season two. I think that'd be great. I think you could easily pick up the whole mayor thing in that, or either Batman Part Two, whatever. I think that would be a good direction. So yeah, very sad the show's done, but it was a blast. It was a hell of a run, and they did not disappoint, and that's incredible. So thank you everyone for joining me with the Penguin. It was a fantastic talk. I really enjoyed talking about the show like the last 8 weeks, which is really great. So let's get into Superman Lois. Let's do that. So I'm enjoying Superman Lois. Another great show. Really fantastic show. Let me get here. Um, this movie. Give me a minute here. Um, Superman Lois. So last week I did one episode. That was Crush. I think I just to make sure I got it right. No. It was five. A break up the cycle. That was directed by Elizabeth uh, Henstrait, who was the actress that played Simmons in Agents of Shield, and she played the daughter of Luther there. A great episode. I really enjoyed that one. So I'm talking about episode 6 and 7, of course. Title When the Lights Come, and episode 7, Regular Guy. So far, really enjoying the show. They haven't dropped the ball. I think I really enjoyed the show, and they're doing a really good job at giving us twists and turns, keeping a great captivating drama with these characters. Plus Lex Luthor, I think he's been a great villain for this season. I think the actor that plays him from The Walking Dead, as Abraham, was a fantastic choice. I think he's killing it. He's like the spinning image of Lex Luthor. I think it's really great. So the first one, when the light comes in, is so Luthor is trying to purchase a lane from 80 Many and to like build a new headquarters of Luthor Corp in Smallville, and that's the whole premise of episode 7, and Lana as the mayor, as if ever, she's trying to stop this you know this how you say corporate thing, to get this lane, so she's blocking all the procedures and all that, with the the land sales, you could call. So yeah, uh that's really kind of funny. And then plus you got how you say it, I try to figure out what's I just want to be careful where I'm at here. Yeah, how you say Clark, oh, I say, and this episode, like, cause I'm thinking about the regular guy episode, cause that's the last episode. I just wrapped up the episode just now before this live. That's why I had to put the countdown like multiple times, because I was trying to finish the episode. But anyway, I think the people getting to know like Clark's identity was really interesting concept, and they really doing it well here. So we see in Clark, noticing that a couple of the people he knows, like are not hiding the fact that they know he's Superman, and we saw this a little bit in the early previous episodes. Like I think, what would say, yeah, like 3 and 4. I think I remember that like they were hinting at that. So that was really interesting, and you see how Clark and like him and his persona kind of helps push the people to get behind Luthor, and like stuff like that. So I really felt like that was a really captivating thing. And then of course we see Jonathan, as we know, Jonathan has revealed he has powers. He's really working over himself, doing all these saves, while Jordan, yeah, yeah, Jordan is kind of taking a back seat. He's like trying to like relax a little bit. So, but his mom and like that tell him that he needs to get a job and try to like be protected, which is very true. And so that was really interesting, particularly, of course, Sarah, Sarah, Lana's, daughter, broke up with, Jordan, because the fact he was a superhero. I felt that that was very engaging, so that's why she didn't want him to be the buyer. So like, no, not in like bad terms, but like I just think that their relationship is not yet the like nobility that they're looking for. So, and then, Jordan is, he is excited to be a superhero, but like he's really overdoing it. Tried to, overwork himself here, and I think that's all like engaging, and throughout the episode here. And then you see, Luther trying to still buy the land, and when we get to the bar, it was a really great scene. Seeing, um, you know, uh, Manny and some of the folks, like, um, let's say, push back the 10 million offer that Luther did, and so that was really nice. And then what was really shocking was we see Otis, breaking into Lon's house after this conversation. Well, what happened here? Well, now the deal is done. Otis breaks in to Lana's house and tried to strangle her because of the interfering of the business. But he gets knocked out by Sarah, which was really cool. So he's taken by the DOD. So, and outrage of this happening, Clark confronts Luther outside the hotel, and they talk, and he's threatening Luther to leave. This is enough. So I don't know why am I allergic acting up. Ugh, it's crazy. Anyway, um, Clark confronts Luther outside the hotel is really great, and then we get the reveal here, by what Milton did is here. He built like a couple of red street lights, installed by Milton, who is presumably the brainiac here. Uh, that is the red sun that like depowers Superman a little bit. So Clark has some even measures, but he still like had enough power to like defeat Luthor in a fist fight, and he warns him to never return to Smallville. So that's what happened. So Sarah decides to study abroad, which she kind of brought up earlier with the mom. So she did. The boys take her to abroad, and then Lana allows, which Lana allows, of course. But then back in Metropolis, McCoy, somewhat the lower T, of Luthor, it's like reform, and like she tells her like another like great idea that he should do is like try to get a killer suit. So this been already teased in the trailers that he's gonna get his like Lex suit, not the like famous war machine suit that he always wears, but like he's gonna get one that's similar to what James Irons wore this season. um so that's really cool to see. I thought episode 7, um when yeah when the lights come on was really great. I thought it was a spectacular way to get into the, I think, this season's best episode, which is Regular Guy. um Great episode, Regular Guy, really great episode, really enjoyed. So here we're continuing the theme of like everyone knowing Clark's identity. That's the big thing here. We get the big shock here. Another twist that the show has done is like Clark revealed his identity to the world. And this is really shocking and really well done. I gotta say, um, it's very funny that this show did it, because Supergirl did it, but Supergirl did it in this season finale. And I'm sorry, if you guys are Supergirl fans or whatnot. Um, I That was so stupid what Supergirl did. Like the fact that she had to reveal the ending. I get where it came from. Like, what Carl was kind of frustrated throughout that season. Like she didn't like she had a tough time to balance her like normalcy to the super life, and you know. that's something you kind of saw throughout the series, but it was never organic. It was something that was like in and out sometimes with Kara. So that decision of like, Kara revealing her identity was like very lame. It was like stupid because it dared her. I mean, it dated her version of Clark. I had to say, like, because this is not the same version of Clark from the Arrowverse. Honestly, when the Arrowverse kind of ended officially with the Flash, because I know Superman Lois is the last one, but like I think Carl Kara, Supergirl, really her ending was kind of just ridiculous, and I just felt like it didn't make sense. I tried to wonder what was the reason why, and let me double check this one. So right here, give me a minute, guys. Okay, so looky here. Yeah, like so, Kent, who pleases those spectators, guys. Uh, like yeah, so Kara accept the job from what Kent offer her. Uh, you know, of this interview, like taking over, I think, Cackle, if I remember correctly, to like and to end her double life by reading her DNA as secret to the world, so she can live a more full life as one person. That's what they're trying to do here, and I'm sorry, that is like I mean, it makes sense. I think that was I think what was frustrating is like that is a very interesting idea of someone revealing their identity and trying to explore that. And Superman Lois did that. I mean, this 10 episodes, with Superman Lois, but we got like what, one, two, three. We got three more episodes to go, and like we have at least enough episodes to like explore this, Superman, Clark Kent, and then the now out of the world. And so that was really cool to see, and I really enjoyed that. Like episode eight is dealing with something else, but like I think that's really cool to see. Um, so I'm really interested how this is going to play out with these last three episodes, up to the finale. Really shocking. I really dug it. Where Supergirl, I asked brought up before. Sorry, I had to bring up Supergirl, but like it's funny these related super projects, Kryptonian projects, like they feel their identities, but the one did it pretty much end of the show, and then you get this show there is on this finale seats, but like they have more, at least a couple episodes to like explore this idea, and I think it just shows the smartness that Superman Lois, because Supergirl just never thought clearly with their how do you say it, ideas, and like they never executed like well in their seasons. It was so bad sometimes, and like season five was really bad. Like it, they were juggling way too many plots, and like Crisis didn't help either. Like after they were done with their first half, they had Crisis, and I think that kind of screwed up a little bit with their plans with the merging with the Earths, right? It was really annoying. But this show has been very smart, very like thoughtful with their plot lines, and like story, and like this is very interesting. I really like it. But another reason why it's also great, we get the introduction of their versions of Jimmy Olsen. I know. So the show had, they well a little bit people from the Arrowverse. John Deagle, came from the previous Arrowverse. Of course, Lois' sister Lucy came back from Supergirl season one. But very differently. But most of the time, half the characters that we saw previously from Supergirl were recast. Like General Lane was recast. Yeah, and this is Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy was also in that show, but this is recast here. This was fresh. It was great to see a classic Jimmy Olsen here. Very different. He didn't have the red hair, which is great. Sorry, guys. Oh, allergies. So, um, what I am talking about here. Uh, what else? Oh, Jimmy Olsen. So we got our how you say, our first really you know deep you know relationship, analysis of the Clark and Jimmy Olsen relationship in the show. So we got briefly um give me a second, guys. Give me 2:30. Okay, I'm back. I hopefully I feel better now. Sorry, guys. Allergies acting up. Anyway, so what I'm saying for Jimmy Olsen is in the show, they have we have this new version of Jimmy Olsen, one episode, but man, they really make time for this versus Jimmy Olsen. So uh, again, very thoughtful, um connecting the storyline. I really like, and actually this is something I brought briefly with the episodes when we have them. um let me see here. Yeah, like there were some that we didn't get, but like a few of the episodes had flashbacks, and each of these flashbacks form the narrative and the themes of the episode that we're talking about. So, like a good example, last week when I talked about break the cycle, we got the flashback, where because in that episode, I brought up that was the big central episode of Luthor meeting his older daughter after 17 years in prison, and we see this flashback of of the the moments of leading up to his arrest, where he's divorcing his wife, he's getting custody of the kid, and he's trying to be a good father by opening up his past with his kid. It's a really great episode, and like they used the flashback there to connect what we're seeing here, and like compare and contrast of the difference here, and like how similar is going on here. And then for this episode, we got the same thing here. So we're looking at these flashbacks of Jimmy Olsen. Of course, we get the very classic Superman thing, and the really good one. Then it's been kind of common. Like, of course, Superman, has to be careful sometimes when he does something very activity like sports. This is something we see like in Smallville. Like Smallville when Clark uh wants to be like a football. His dad was kind of refusal because of like if he doesn't like a good example is like the Incredibles. If you win like a landslide, people are gonna speculate and assume like you are either not human. Of course, in these projects, you're something. You're way more than like capable. Like you're more than what human capable are doing, and then you're cheating and you're doing something illegal, right? And like, sorry guys, allergies are really bad today. I don't know why. Um, all right, I think that's it. I'm sorry about this, guys. My allergies are now acting up. It's crazy. Anyway, so connecting the themes and contrasting that what's going on in the present day to the past, and we see this here with Jimmy Olsen, where first he's because Superman cannot live a normal life, and like Clark you know can live like they're trying to have a normal life, have it that's the point is to having a secret is to have at least a normal life. um but it's not that easy, and you have to be very careful. And Clark, unfortunately, you know, doesn't have the luxury of going as far as a human, where you're not making friends and like you know participate some several things that is like a a thing. And you see that with the relationship with Jimmy Olsen, which I really like. And I think that's really cool because you see that you know because like just like we're seeing from or like this season up to the now, everyone, when Clary like can put together that Clark is maybe Superman, right? And Jimmy does that here in this episode because he puts together closely when Superman's out there doing something and Clark goes missing. i- It's kind of obvious that he could be Superman, and we get this really great scene here in the night where Jimmy pulls out his uh the computer. You see these three rescue topics where Superman did over the globe, or event that he saved. And like he looks at the timestamp, uh, which really genius, like looking at the time um zone, the time range of these what do you call it, accidents that Superman saves. It coincides where Clark disappears at this moment, and it was really cool, and it was really great. I actually like that Jimmy is very smart, and I like how he kind of did an investigation kind of way, which I really like. I like speaking of the computer, it was really cool that the three things he found were great Crystal Reeve references. Honestly, the first image was Superman rescuing the helicopter. That's directly from Superman the movie. There was one for the Paris one that's from Superman 2. And then I think the other one, let me see here. I guess it was in Superman 4, or I think in Superman something. Hold on. Let me see here. Oh, I don't have the other one. Here, let me put this up here. Uh, the YouTube. Okay. Yeah, Paris. That was one here. Sorry, guys. Let me see here what we got here. Um, okay. So we got this air. Okay, let me get here. The helicopter. The train. Is directly from Superman the movie. That was the one that was the third one. Really cool. They did that here, and so we got that, and this is where Clark kind of distance him a little bit with Jimmy here, as pals. And then let me look back at my notes here with Superman and Lois. Yeah. Then after that, we get again the Christy and uh Kyle as a couple. They're trying to get the house for their new baby, but they don't have enough like really money to really purchase one. So they're trying to set out certain things like Kyle was trying to sell his barbecue like grill, and Christy is trying to sell half her shell of the Smallville cassette that she started off with, and then soon joined by Lois to run the place. And a really great um B plot I really like, showing the normalcy of the family compared to the Kents, and like I really appreciate at the end like the Kents were gonna help them out, with the buyout, and I really thought that it just shows how smart they really are. And then at the same time, you get the boys being harassed with this team, this their team boy that they know from high school, who got let go from the team because he finds like he realized that they're like superboys and they have powers, and that caused a commotion when they confront him in one of the theaters. So that was like, so like a lot of the subplot is really good. It co-lines of either the fanatical thing, but also like grounding somewhat the heavy thoughts with some like normalcy, which I really like. And then what else we see here? Then we get a really cool moment here, which I really love. So, Candace's father, who Candace is the girlfriend that I guess Jonathan was dating from the previous season, and then we saw in I think episode 5. Yes, she was there as well. Enters and shoots Clark. Went to expose the identity, which happened. And what happened was, the reason he did that is because he find out about it because of Luthor. They say in the same cell. Well, Luthor was in prison, so I that scene was really spectacular. The slow mo of the bullet, seeing Clark, like seeing Superman, like seeing the perspective around him in slow motion was really cool. That's something we saw briefly in Megamind, was really great. What the main hero there, like like while he's listening to Megamind's like monologue, he starts to slowly like compensate what he's doing with his life with all this, and like he does his like super speed and like typical like Quicksilver level, like everything around him is slow, but he's moving in a very fast pace. And you see that with Superman here. He's reviewing the situation here, and like he decided to not like hide the fact that he's Superman. So he reveals his identity, and that's what happened. And so after that, they discuss, the family, the cans discuss that they know the Luther probably did this, to get the kind of the identity here. So they may like Clark makes a decision with the family and decide to they're realizing that much harm their secret is causing. They can't decide to stop hiding it. So the next morning, they have Jane Olsen, Jimmy Olsen's sister, to interview Clark, and the public reveals his identity. So really spectacular. Really like it. Again, like so much better than Supergirl. I mean, by the way, speaking of Supergirl, when we see again Cat Grant, she is in a horrible like background that's like very green screen, really poorly done here. Like, and you look at this here where we're like in the scene and the shot, everything it's like composed and edited right when they have to do the news kind of thing for people to see in the TV. Like it looks professional, and it just shows you how this show is top notch. And like Supergirl just it, it's like they where was the you know um like care and like you know um thoughtfulness that should go with a show, and it just shows you how good Superman Lois has been for these last 4 years. And yeah, great interview, and I really dug that. And I really like the end that he has it reconnected with Jimmy, which was really touching. I really like that he rekindles Jimmy Olsen at the diner, and like that was a perfect way to like end the episode. And yeah, oh my god, like that's regular guy. That's episode was it 7? Yes, it's episode 7. Yes, I got it right. So, uh, man, I'm gonna be like very sad for this show to end very soon. It's almost gonna be December. That's when the show's gonna end. It's gonna end in December 2nd. So yeah. So I guess I'm gonna plan here is actually I kind of like what I did with the show in terms of viewing it. Um, I'm gonna view like I think I'm gonna do is like next week I'm gonna view Sharp Dressed Man. That's the next episode, episode 8, as a single episode. I'm not gonna do a double episode, so I can review episode 9 and 10 together as a full package. Um, I think that would be a good way to like get the show right. Um, but yeah, sorry guys. That I don't know. Anyway, that's Superman Lois. Really great show. I'm very excited what they're gonna do with the show. In fact, we got 3 more episodes. It's really spectacular. Sorry again. I'm like very congested. I don't. I am really feeling like my allergies are really bad now. So yeah. You know what? Let me do this right now. Hold Anyway, sorry guys, about that. What I'm gonna do is wrap up this whole show. Let me like postpone the No Time to Die review on this show. I'm really sorry about my allergies, folks. I, I don't know why. I mean, I've been going out a bit more now these last 2 days. Um, it's having a great walks around, so that's good because I cannot stay home sometimes. That's ridiculous. See, very messy episode here, episode 8. So really sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna change some plans here. So no time to die. I'm gonna probably end this streaming now. I just want to say thank you everyone for spending your time. Tear dot. See that? But the meantime, let me do this here for you guys before I leave. I think it'll be great to see this here. Give me a second, guys. So try to pull up here this thing here. See here, getting the load. Just getting the trailer here. All right. Let me reiterate this. So let me do this. Yeah, this is what you call a a very good show plan. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me today. After I wrap up, yeah, like I guess Superman Lois is the last thing I will view. I will stop doing pop culture recap after that. I don't. Well, I guess let me see how's this one's gonna do. Like I know that something has changed up right now, and there's a lot of potential to do these live streaming in the afternoon than in the mornings I've been doing for this last couple weeks. But let me see. But yeah, I those like last week I did the Goldfinger and I did wrapped up Agatha and Daryl Dixon. Um, I was just shocked that it only performed 2 views, and Casino didn't do well, which is so annoying. So let me see. I need to change up my live stream strategy. I need to look back what really worked and like didn't work. So I got a lot of stuff to like really reconsider with this live stream because it benefits from my channel. So, but we'll see. Anyway. I want to say thank you everyone for joining me on this review of the Penguins final season and of course Superman Lois episode, the Penguin season finale episode 8, and then of course Superman and Lois episode 6 and 7. So I'm gonna put a trailer to end this stream. Thank you so much. Again, I'm so sorry about the allergies here. It's really killing me right now. So after this trailer, the live stream is over. I want to say thank you. Have a nice night. And please check this episode. Ciao.
Hi, I'm Colin Farrell. Check out the trailer for my new series, The Penguin.
Trust me, it's just the beginning. Come on. You gotta help me up. Come on.
Life is just a dream.
You promised me, Oswald. I know, man. I deserve a better life. I'm working on it. The world ain't set up for the honest man to succeed. That should be the American dream right there. You know, beautiful story with a happy ending. But that ain't the way the world works. America's a hustle. Not that I'm complaining.
Penguin, you waltzing in here like you mean something. We're in the middle of a gang war.
Carmine Falcone's dead.
If we don't protect what's ours, we just look weak. The streets are talking again. They know there's only one man big enough to run this city.
Oz, do you remember Carmine's door?
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sophia, I thought you was still at,
Arkham? No. I've been rehabilitated.
You're playing a dangerous game with this family, Oz. You think I want Sophia Falcone knocking on my door?
She is the hangman.
What is it you're really after, Oz?
I'm gonna tear down the empire from the inside out.
whoever controls the drug business controls the streets.
I'll be running the whole damn trade.
I got ambition. I can help you.
Hey! Feel alive, Vic, huh? Feel your heart beating?
This city is meant to be yours, sweetheart. What are you gonna do to get it?
Trust me. It's just the beginning.